I'm Scott Lewis from Lewis Studios, where we specialize in photo and video storytelling. Today, I'm going to share some tips on creating success story videos. I'll give you my formula for success with these videos. A good success story video always tries to answer a pretty standard set of questions. I put this list together for this video. You may have a different list, but most people that make success stories for a living have a set of questions similar to these. First question is, who are you? This is the viewer trying to understand who's talking to them on the video. I want to know if the person that's telling me about their success is at all like me. Do they have the same job title? Do they work in the same industry? Or, in the form of this next question, how was it before? Maybe I want to know if they have the same problem I had. So tell me a little bit about what was going on. What was so bad before? Were you losing money, losing inventory? Is it taking too much time to do something? Were you at risk? That leads right into, why did you decide to make the change? Right? What was so bad about it that it was worth fixing? Can you put this into monetary terms or other measurable terms? Give me an idea of why you decided to make the change. Let me know who helped you. Are these people that could help me too? This could be vendors and the vendors' partners, could be consultants, or the people that made the difference in making the solution real. And of course, what did you do? What was the solution? Success story video wouldn't be very complete without knowing what the solution was. And if you have a great solution to your problem, it must have been good for your business, right? So, help me understand what the result was. Give me an idea how much money you're saving, or are you creating more product with the same number of people? Are you reducing scrap? Did you solve an environmental problem? Did you stay out of trouble with the law because you're now compliant with a regulation? What did it mean to your business? Preferably in quantifiable terms, money, people, time, those types of terms. Now, why do we think about these questions? Well, to tell a good story, obviously, but also because we're looking for important information that would be interesting to our audience. And who is our audience? The buyers. We want to make sure we speak to the people that are going to buy a similar solution. There's a number of different types of buyers. We're primarily going to focus on the business problem owner, the financial buyer, and the user buyer that has to live with the solution. These are the people that need to buy into the solution. Now, you're going to plan the production. Where does the mood change? Does the situation get better as we move from how it was before to what the result was for the business? Right? Did satisfaction show up on the face of the person doing the talking when they got to talk about the solution they implemented or how good it was for their business? Right? Maybe it came from another important area in the video. There's a lot of places you can look. These questions are just meant to get you looking for the right things in the video. When did success start to take shape? When did it actually happen? When could it be measured and declared a victory? Why are we looking at these? Because we're trying to find the key moments in the video when there's an emotion that's happening, when there's a change, something that's going to be really important for the viewer to pay attention to, and where we're going to use change to draw their attention in. It could just be a cut. It could be going from a wide shot to a close-up. Maybe we had a wide shot because we were just talking about the environment and how things were, but when the buyer started to get passionate and emotional about how bad the problem was, we're coming in close to see the emotion on their face. Maybe that's not so much happening in the old, but in the new. So when they're describing how great the solution was and what it's meant to their business, we're using those techniques. It doesn't have to be camera work. It could be camera movement or a cut or a close-up, etc. It could be, we still got the slide on the screen, but we're going to put some dazzling effect around the text on the screen at just the right time. Maybe we're not going to do anything visual. Maybe we're going to use sound, background music, or a swoosh, or something that calls attention and says, hey, this is important. This is the part you want to really see in this video. At any rate, think through these questions and plan your production around them. Write your script and your blocking and your direction based on those key moments. What's the information we need to convey about all of those original key questions? When something emotional, when something really important to the buyer is happening, there should just be one or two of these moments in a good success story video. That's when we're going to really want everything to come together. The words that the actor is saying and the way that the actor is saying them. The movement, the visual effects, the sound, whatever it is, we're going to line those up. Now, for many of those things, that's post-production work. It doesn't need to be in your script per se, but it needs to be in your plan. However, if it involves the talent on screen and the way they say something, or where they're standing when they say it, or where the camera is when they say it, then it really needs to be scripted out. A lot of times in business, when we go to make a video, we just assume the person knows what they're talking about and that they'll come across fine on camera if we just shoot them. Ask them a question, get an answer, done. Well, the best videos are done with a little bit of practice, so everybody's very comfortable with what they're doing, and it's not the exact words. You can go off script a little bit and still have a successful video. In fact, sometimes it comes out much more natural when that happens. What you can't do is have people making it up when it comes to the key moments, the emphasis, the voice inflection that makes the point. You need them to be thinking in advance. You can coach them in subtle ways. It doesn't have to be a fake, very dramatic kind of a performance. If you're interviewing a real customer about the success they had with your product, just kind of coach them that when you get to that part about, boy, we put this solution in and we saved this much money, hey, let loose a little. Think at that time about how happy you were when you were able to report that to your boss, or what that meant to your business, how that helped your employees be happier. Whatever it was, help coach them to just keep that thought in their mind when they're saying the lines. Right? If you have a story and you know that story well and it's scripted out, you know how to provide that kind of direction. You're going to want to check all the technical things. Make sure your lights are working and your cameras, test everything, make the adjustments, get everything set up just right, then shoot. You're going to go through this process for each of the setups and scenes. You're going to collect the footage you need. You may have some A-roll and some B-roll. You might be looking for wide and close or other varieties that you can choose from when you're doing your editing. Right? You're going to manage continuity. If you're shooting a before and after and you're doing it across seasons, does the person wearing the same outfit in the winter as they were in the summer? That probably doesn't work. Let alone the fact that it looks like they've been wearing the same clothes for 6 months. If you're doing a shot in the studio in one day, make sure nobody moved anything around on the set between the earlier shots and the later shots. Here's the part I want to focus on today. It's those key moments. Make sure that those are captured properly. Make sure that the inflection in the voice is there, or that the smile on the face shows up. Check that the camera move worked and that you captured those. Also, you may not have time to get every shot that you had in mind. So know which shots are going to matter, the ones you have to have. Make sure you get those. If your customer was going to be available all afternoon, but now there's an urgent need in the business and you've only got them for an hour, or a piece of equipment's not working, so some of the shots aren't going to work. If you're very familiar with your story, you know when the key moments are, and you know which shots support which of those moments, you're going to make good, fast decisions to alter the production based on the things that happen. If all has gone according to plan, we now have a good idea of what our story needs to be, and we've got the footage we need. We have any supporting material, background music, sound effects, clip art, photographs, other kinds of things, slides, if we're putting video over slides to do the success story. And we should have our basic editing plan written out based on our script and the key moments. We know what the core of our story is, and we know what the couple of key emotional moments are that we want to call attention to, and we're ready to go put it together. So let's take a look at that. First, remember you're the storyteller. Also, remember who your audience is, those buyers, and what they're going to care about. You want to know what emotions they need to feel and when. Lay this thing out in a rough layout and pull it into the editing tool and do your first rough edit. As you put that together and it starts to take shape on the timeline, the next thing you're going to do is you just go drop markers into the timeline at those points where key moments occur. Label those descriptively so that you know what emotion is happening or what change is taking place, and also if it's important or if it's minor. Remember, I said there's only going to be one or two or a very small number of key moments in your video. There may be others where you're still going to call attention to an emotion or a change, but in a much more subtle way, just to tell the story. So lay those out. When you've got your final put together, narrow it down, tighten it up, Get it as short as can be. There's no such thing as a success story that's too short, but there's a lot of success stories that are too long. When you're done, create the outputs appropriate to the uses you have in mind for this video. You didn't do this just for one thing in most cases. Sometimes you're just making a video for mycompany.com/success, and you have a gallery of success stories there that customers can look at. More often, that's just the starting point. You may also be putting this on your YouTube channel. You may be using it as a pre-recorded piece of a webinar you're doing that you want to highlight some success stories in it. There's a number of different uses you may be using it for. You might be using it for as part of an advertisement, as a testimonial. So keep those in mind, create the versions you need for those different uses, and that can be length, size, quality, and encoding format. There's a lot of different variables to think about there. Take care of that and you'll be in good shape. I really appreciate you spending the time with us today to learn a little bit more about great success story videos. I hope our tips have been helpful to give you a way to think about not just the content of these videos, but also the feeling, the emotion, and how to call attention to the most important parts of the video with change, with motion, with edits, with music, with different things that indicate something's important, that something's changing and you want to pay attention. So we have a wide range of services available to you. We're at our best when we can help you through the whole process. Planning, scripting, putting the directing plan together, executing those plans, doing the shoot, all the production work, post-production, titling, special effects, audio, sourcing sound to go with your video if necessary, and then helping you put it into the best use. Coordinated, integrated marketing campaigns that involve video, maybe YouTube channels and other things, analytics for those. We can help with all of these things, and we can also help a la carte if you already have most of these skills and just need a little help. Give us a call. I'm Scott Lewis from Lewis Studios. We're here to help you tell your story. Find out more at slewis.org. We've got a blog there that includes video articles like this one with great tips and how-tos to help you get better at doing these things yourself. And you can subscribe if you never want to miss an update. Thanks. Have a great day.